welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name is Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And with us is Nick. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me.
Weird week. Main topic is not really, podcast suitable for this. It's not something you talk about. We're going to talk about Tony.
I think there are plenty of podcasts that'll talk about Tony, but it's not like the one that's going to garner the most views.
So, yeah, I was at home, and it was like, I could take a nap, or I can leave right now and go see Tony, and then, it'll be around the time it's time to meet up. Well, fuck it. I know Steve only saw that, so I don't care about this movie. Let's go see it. So, I did. I got a couple of things to talk about. I know Nick's got a couple of things to talk about. Let's start with a roll.
4! Dang.
Didn't you get 4 last time?
I don't know. I'm changing the dice up.
Yeah, you got 4 last time.
8.
Okay.
All right. Can you crack double digits?
Okay, so I got to get a 16 because we've been doubling.
20.
Oh! It's been a long time since...
Big win.
I think any of us have gotten a 20, so that's cool. We'll talk a couple of newsworthy things. One trailer that you want to bring up, Steve, but the only news thing I have is Hayden Panettiere died at 36. I don't think we still know what happened, but that was kind of shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I was I wouldn't say a huge fan of her, but when Heroes came out, that was a huge deal, and she was the lead or the second lead of that show, pretty much. Save the cheerleader, save the world,
Yeah.
That sentence has been burned in my brain for years. Whenever I think of her, I just think of that sentence.
I was working with someone the day before I found out, and he said something like, save the world, and I said, save the cheerleader, save the world, and then the next day she is dead. I'm that's so bizarre.
It's your fault.
It is my fault. It had to have been. Hadn't been doing a lot recently, but she had came out talking mad shit about shit going on in Hollywood and how her she did Neutrogena commercials and how badly they treated her, how people who she thought were her friends were letting her get fucked up and then putting her in the beds of guys on yachts and stuff. And so there's lots of fucked up things that she had to go through, and some people think there's even a conspiracy behind that. She opened her mouth too much and they had to put her down, since there hasn't been any sort of cause of death. It's unsure because what the hell?
I thought I'd seen something about an overdose, but maybe that's just what people assume when they're young.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a shame. I really like Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, it's weird because it's one of those celebrities that you just kind of even though name some other projects.
Name 5 things that she's been in. Scream 4.
She was supposed to come back. What was that movie?
Well, yeah, she was in Scream. She was in Scream 6.
Oh yeah,
she was.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
What was that movie that she did with Paul Rusk, where she was the hot girl and he was the dork? It was wasn't it I Love You, Mandy Lane, or something like that, or
no,
I Love You, Beth Cooper.
I'll Always Love You, Beth Cooper.
There it is.
Yeah. Not a great movie.
I never saw it, but I heard it wasn't great.
No. But
so there's 3 things.
That's a couple. Oh, R.I.P. Very sad. You said you had a trailer you want to talk about?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw it. I assumed you did, but did you guys see the Wildwood trailer from Leica?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I thought it was a great trailer.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I figured this conversation.
I find, everything I watch from them is wow, that was really good. But I'm never excited to watch anything that they do. Except for Paranorman was the only one that was this is up my alley.
Yeah.
I never saw the Bigfoot one.
I did not see the Bigfoot one either.
Missing Link.
Yeah.
And I know everyone, is in love with Coraline. I like Coraline. I didn't get it in terms of, why everyone loved it so much.
It's one of my least favorite of the bunch.
Paranorman, love...
Box Trolls.
Box Trolls had some good jokes in it, but it was as a movie, I just kind of go I don't remember that much about it. Yeah. I'm I know I like this, and I thought Kubo was really cool.
Was cool,
but
wasn't there one after Coraline before Paranorman?
No, it's Coraline, Paranorman.
Really? Okay.
Box Trolls,
Kubo,
okay.
and then
yeah,
Bigfoot.
Yep. But I just thought the trailer was emotionally affecting. I thought it looked incredible. I recently saw that it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, like all the other ones, like the longest one was like an hour 46.
So
this one's like
unnecessary.
40 minutes longer. Than,
That's
like,
crazy.
it's the like longest
stop
motion film ever. And honestly, from like the trailer and how big it is, I'm just like, this movie is gonna win all the animated Oscars, I would imagine.
I doubt it. It'll be Hoppers or something. Like, I like Hoppers, but it'll be some bullshit like that. They don't give a fuck about Leica and all the things that they do.
No,
they don't give them respect.
They have a bad track record with awards.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe.
It looks good, though. I think I'm excited.
Yeah. It's on my like most anticipated list now, just from that trailer. I think it looks impressive as fuck.
Do you think
big battle sequences with like stop motion is so awesome?
Do you think they do those all at one time, or are they computer compositing them all together?
No, it has to be because I saw a brief behind the scenes thing where they're like showed you where it's like the one guy's moving super fast as he animates it. It's like 3 of them he's animating at the same time, and then they show the shot where there's like multiple people behind them. So it's like, all right, we'll do this 3. And then we'll do. I think they just like.
You would have to.
Yeah.
You can't do 20 guys all at one time.
You don't know me too well, man.
I had something right out, and I was like, someone else is gonna do this.
Okay, so the director of all these Leica movies, his name's Travis Knight. Do you know anything about him? Like who his dad is?
Was he a member of the Round Table?
No, his dad is Phil Knight, who owns Nike.
Oh.
So, like, these movies operate at a loss every time they come out. They are not moneymakers. But he's the son of a billionaire, and he's able to just keep this company afloat just off of his own money. So,
well, I don't know anything about their financials, so I don't know if that's true, but sure.
But, like, thank God, like, we need more creative billionaires who it's like, yeah, I don't want to, control the world or all the data or anything. I just want to keep making movies. Like, we need more of that.
Good movies too. It's not like the movies are bad.
Yeah, he doesn't have any stinkers. Yeah.
So
we need more stop motion in general.
I think.
Yeah.
Isn't Travis Knight the same guy who directed like the Bumblebee movie? And
that sounds right.
Did Travis Knight direct Locke? Was that him too?
I don't think it's the same guy, but I have it right here. Come on. What the fuck?
There's definitely Travis Knight. There is a director whose last name is Knight.
No, yeah. Hold on.
Isn't there like a Travis McKnight too? Isn't that somebody?
I think that's also someone else. Oh. He fucking directed Masters of the Universe and Bumblebee.
I was gonna say that. I think he did something this year, and I knew it was something.
And he's done those, and he directs all the Leicas. Look at that. Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah. I don't know about all the Leicas. Hold on. Where is it?
Yeah, he didn't do Coraline. Coraline's Henry Selick, I think.
No, it's for director. It just says he did Kubo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's like a Pixar.
Coraline was
rotating.
The guy who did Nightmare Before Christmas. It was like his first movie in a long time.
Tim Burton?
Yes, Tim Burton.
Yeah. Okay, the only last thing I want to say before we get into stuff is I tried some new Oreos, and actually I don't know how new they are.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
Was it the apple pie ones?
No, is that a thing?
Yeah. Where I work, we sell apple pie a la mode Oreos.
Hell yeah.
And I'm not an Oreos guy, but like I want to try it.
I would give I'm not an Oreo person either. I only like the lemon. All the other flavors can kick rocks. But I saw there was it was BTS flavored Oreos. I don't know if those are old, but
they've been out for a minute.
Okay. You know the little gas station Dunkin' Donuts by your storage unit?
I do.
That place? I was going to a movie earlier in the day and I wanted to get something. And I was like, I'll stop there. I've never stopped there. And it's one of those gas stations where like their packet of combos expired last year, but they ain't throwing them away. They're going to just sit there and gather dust. So they had these BTS Oreos. And I was like, I don't know how old these are, but fuck it, I'm going to try it.
Because they're like brown sugar
and maple syrup pancake flavored, and they are awesome. I inhaled them. They were so good.
I had them like 4 days ago. It's weird because I never would have gotten them, but someone was like, "Here, have one." I was like, "I'm not an Oreo person." They're like, just try it. They're good. And I was like, it was better than I expected, but I'm not going to buy them.
I would never buy them again, but for someone who also is not a big Oreo guy, they were really great.
Mm. You just reminded me of a snack, too. I didn't try it, but I saw an ad for Coors Light Beer Cheese Cheez-Its.
Okay.
It's like, it just came out, so I don't know. I want to try them, but...
So much synergy between
feel like
brands.
Coors Light is just arbitrary. It's just, well, we need beer cheese, and it's Coors Light brand, but it has nothing to do with Coors Light.
We could get a little bit of money for advertising if we ask all the beer companies to slap their logo on, that's all it is. It's like, it's so weird when you see like it's Rice Krispies in Geico, and for some reason there's a Geico commercial, but the Rice Krispie elves are in it at the same time.
Liberty Bibbity Krispies?
Like, there's so many things that just do cross promotion, and I get when it's like, oh, here's the Cheerio Bee, and Bumblebee comes in because they're promoting the new Transformers movie. Like, I get that, but when it's just Flo and the Taco Bell Chihuahua comes in, it's just like, what does this have to do with anything? But that's the world we live in now. Okay, so
stuff.
Let's talk about stuff. Okay, I will start since I rolled that 20. I watched the new Insidious movie, Insidious Out of the Further, and this is 6. And last time we talked, we forgot one of them. Like we said, oh, there's 4 before. This is the 5th one. No, there was a 5 before, and I did not really remember much of anything. So I said, fuck it. This week I'm watching nothing but Insidious movies every night. So I knocked one out every night, and they kind of suck. As a whole, I'd say it's a bad series.
Yeah.
1 is great, but I think it has diminishing returns when you kind of know some, like the big scares, the big red-faced demon popping up, that little boy who's just like in the laundry room as she's walking in, he's just facing a wall, like some good spooky things, but when you know they're there, they're not as effective. And then 2 is good enough. Like if Insidious is a 3.5, this is a 3 star. And because it ties in with that first one so well.
Yeah.
Then you get to the 3rd one, and it is a huge piece of shit. Like, the acting is really bad. The scares about it. It's like the only one directed by Lee Whannell, and it's poopy. Like, it was at a time where, especially like with the Annabelle movies, a hand would come out of anywhere to like grab someone as a scare, and it just like comes down. She's on her bed trying to look down. You think it's going to come up, but it comes down from the top, and it's like, from where? I know she was looking at the air vent, but that's like
from the further.
It's like really, really bad scares and obvious scares. 4 is also not great. They're kind of like the two worst
the red
ones.
Door, right?
That's the red door. That one is because 3 is a prequel. It happened, before the first 2. 4 takes place right after 3, but it has a earliest prequel moment when Lynn Shay is a kid, and we're learning about like where she came from and stuff. And there's some like pretty okay scares in that one. There's just some spooky imagery, but not great. And then the 5th one is directed by, which I didn't know, Patrick Wilson. Yeah. Like it's his only movie he's directed since. Nothing before, and this is it. And it is also like okay, has some okay moments. They're pushing it to be like to continue the series with the son. It's like maybe you don't need the parents as much, and we can spin this off into but it's not enough. Like the kid's not very good, and he's off to college, and he has a little roommate who is like one of the most insufferable, like wacky best friends I've seen. Really awful, but well made.
Sure.
So then this one, 6 Out of the Further, the first true kind of like worst kind of stepping away from most of it, yeah, Lindsay shows up, but her little fucking crony guys, Travis and Specs, like, I fucking hate them. They just keep ramping up their comedy in every single iteration, and they are so unfunny. And it's like, that's the guy from Mad Max, and I've seen him in stuff that he's good. And that's Lee Winnell, and he's gone off to do stuff, but they are so bad in this. So it's like, they're not here. We don't need the family anymore. We're doing its own thing. But the problem with all these movies is they're so uncreative, they have to bring back every ghost. The red-faced demon is in every single one. And actually, his name is the lipstick-faced demon. He's in every single movie. There's one where there's jump scares at the very end. Like, she looks at the camera, it cuts away, cuts back to her, and he's just, like, standing right next to her going, ah! It's so funny. It's really embarrassing. And then it's like, they have the dumbest bad guys. It's like Key Face and Smash Face and the Man Who Can't Breathe and the Bride in Black. Like, they're all these really dumb names. At least, like, with this new one, it's just like a guy's name. It's named, like, Vox Lux or something like that. But, yeah, it's, they try to spice it up a little bit. You could bring stuff into the further. You could pull stuff out of the further. This ghost is trying to get this woman to come to the further and pull him out so he can live again. He was a cult leader, he has followers, and he's promising all these ghosts, like, I am going to find a way to bring us all back into the real world.
But, and, I mean, so when it comes to the demons or the ghosts or whatever they are, I mean, when she, like, in the first one, when she walks into the room and sees the demon in the corner and pointing at the kid, like, isn't it already out of the further? Is it just like, oh, they could come out for brief moments, or is it like, I'm kind of seeing a thing that's in between worlds, where it's like, it's not out of the further, but it's not quite in the further? It's like where the
I would say,
blend, because it's like, they're doing things to people in the real world.
in the like, every ghost movie, you don't know the rules. What are ghost powers? You see, they're moving into their house, and she puts books up, and then a scene later, the books got knocked off. Okay, the ghost can do that. Like, how and why is it doing it? If you're trying to possess this kid, why are you fucking around by knocking these books off? Like, just go get the goddamn kid. So we learn in the first movie that Patrick Wilson also has the power that his son has about, you know, being a dream walker or whatever.
Yeah, astral projection.
Yeah. And so his mom is like, it started when I took this picture, and I thought it was just a smudge on the lens. Then this next picture a year later, and I thought maybe the camera was broken, or it was a light shining, or then, you know, bad development or something like that. And it's like year after year, this woman in the pictures is slowly getting closer and closer to my son. I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? And are you only able to show up when a picture is being taken, and you're able to, like, tiptoe a little quicker? Like, there's no rules when it comes to ghosts. So it's all just nonsense.
Yeah.
And so when you say the thing pointing at the kid in the room, is that there, or is it him fucking with their mind? I have no idea. No clue. So, but there's, like, a really funny part at the end when, I'm sorry, Nick, I'm just going to have to do some spoilers here.
Yeah, you're doing a good job of tiptoeing. I appreciate it.
The bad guy does bring a bunch of fucking ghosts into the world, and the house is just filled with demons and ghosts and weird monster things, and they're all, like, freaking out and punching holes in walls and ripping books up and stuff. It reminded me of, like, the scene in Gremlins when they're at the bar and they're just going wild. These ghosts are just freaking out, and it's so silly. All in all, it was a fine movie. It's fine. It starts off kind of with some good spooky stuff, and then it gets silly by the end. And the lead, she sucks. I don't know who she is, but she's not a very good actress.
I mean, would you say there's more effective stuff throughout the movie, or is, like, the big set piece the one from the trailer where she's, like, crawling through the, like, pillow fortress?
That's early on.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's, like, stuff of her in her flashback of her, like, reading with a flashlight, and, you know, the light shines ever so slightly into a darkened hallway, and you see just, like, legs standing there, and then it's like, oh, what is that? Ah! Oh, it's just her mom. Ah. You know, like, there's good stuff like that. They have this little, you know, those stuffed animals that you speak into and it repeats back to you and it wiggles and stuff? I was like, ooh, this is going to be good, that, like, it's going to be in another room and it's going to be repeating ghost stuff that you can't hear. Yeah. And it does, but it's like, the ghost is on the other side of the house, and this thing is picking up. Like, they didn't use it effectively. But yeah, that pillow fort thing is good. Oh, and she's a dentist, and they do these, like, hella up close inside the mouth shots of her, like, scraping gunk off of this old man's tooth, and it is disgusting. It's like she's spooning off creamed corn from this guy's teeth. It is gnarly. So that,
I'm gonna skip this one then because I want nothing to do with that scene.
It's really gross. But like, so there's some effective stuff, but a lot of silliness as well. I'd say it's one of the average ones. You know, 1 and 2 are good, 3 and 4 are bad, 5 and 6 are fine.
I've only ever seen 1 and 2, and just everything I hear from you guys and reviews and whatever just makes me go like, I'm glad I stopped at 2 because I think 1 and 2 had such a strong concept of just like of the further. And I remember watching the second one and just going like, holy shit, they brought the stuff
knock
back
on the door.
The knock on the door. That shit blew my mind when I saw it. I was like, this just elevated this movie. Like, I remember it not, I think it was like not as scary as the first one.
No.
But just from the sheer, like, how they incorporated the whole idea, I was like, this series could be fucking awesome. I'm so into this.
It really felt like it was planned out.
Yeah, and then everything after that, it's just like, well, we don't know what else to do with this. So that's a shame, because it's a series for the first 2. I was like, I could really get behind this horror series. It's not a big horror guy. Mm-hmm. But just like, essentially every other horror series in existence, you beat it. You beat a dead horse and ruined it because you just had to keep churning out the cash.
You got greedy.
Yep,
pretty much. All right, Nick, you got next highest. What do you got?
All right, I'll start with a movie. Again, we talked a little bit about some stuff last night, but so I saw Mutiny. And I know your reaction was funny because you were just like, "Why?"
Yeah, of all the things that came out, that was the first thing he saw.
Well, it just worked with my schedule, and you know what? Like because the other
schedule,
like I had stuff to do that day. I needed to be on a certain time.
No, I get you.
But and sometimes that's what you just want to watch. Like there was another movie out that I wanted to see that I know you're going to talk about later more, but I just wasn't in the mood for that. I knew what you're getting with Statham, and that's exactly what this movie was. I don't know where I would rank it in the recent pantheon of his movies. They're all fine, but so this movie, it's like there's a CEO of like this big shipping company. He's about to sell the company, and he wants his son to like do his own thing instead of give him the company. So he wants to sell it, and he's like, I'll fund your ambitions, but you do what you want to do. And the night after, like right before it's about to go through the deal, Jason Statham plays his bodyguard, ex-military, same old stuff. They get ambushed, the guy gets killed, and Jason Statham, in searching through the bodies of the guys after he kills them all, sees one of them has like a passport, looks into it. He's about to leave. He was supposed to leave after they killed him and go on one of the ships of the company. So Jason Statham, feeling a bond with that guy, is like, I'm going to go find out what the hell happened. So he sneaks onto the ship. Of course, the guy that he searched, when he looks at his passport, looks exactly like Jason Statham. Literally exactly like him. But yeah, he gets on there, and it ends up that the son was kind of coerced into helping this human trafficking ring and letting them use the shipping containers to smuggle humans. And they wanted to kill the guy because if the company was sold to someone else, they wouldn't have that in, like they have the son. Because now they've been doing it with him long enough, now he's kind of stuck. He has to do it. And, in looking into what happens, Jason Statham ends up getting on the boat, and the whole crew is in on it, but there's a last-minute replacement of this lady. I don't know her name. I've seen her in a ton of stuff. She ends up...
You don't need to know the women of a Jason Statham movie. They're just ladies.
But she's pretty, and I've seen her in a bunch of stuff. I don't know her name. But since she's the only other one on the ship that isn't in on it, they end up teaming up to kind of take them all down. And
I've just imagined these, like, human traffickers with like, we're down someone, like, can we call a temp agency or something? We just need a body on here.
It was kind of like she got called in, and they were saying like, we need to fill in this guy called in sick or something, and you'll lose your job.
Hey, bad guys have sick days too.
I guess.
They just needed someone to work with him on the boat. That's all it was. But
I would think you would make it be someone he frees from the trafficking. then that's his partner.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, it seems weird to replace, one of your bad guys with an attractive woman for your human trafficking ring, because then it'd be like, well, I know she's supposed to replace, but we're gonna sell her at the end of this trip, right?
Does everybody go around like, look, we've heard from HR, we got to be like cool, don't say anything fucked up around this one.
They definitely didn't want her on there, but it seemed like they kind of had to.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, and then they team up. Action ensues. Well, there's some other stuff, but nothing you need to know. I would say the things I liked about this movie is it's gorier and bloodier than I expected. I was telling you that. There's like two good cheek related puncturing deaths. Like he's fighting one guy with like a fishing hook, and he slashes his cheek right open, and then they keep fighting, and then that was pretty good. He kills the captain at the end with a harpoon gun. Okay. He shoots him right through both cheeks and like nails him to like a wall.
Okay.
And it looks pretty good. Mm-hmm. I think the choreography, like in the few action scenes, is pretty good. I fully expected him now being like 60 years old to like it be cut and edited to death. Sure. But I think he's still doing this kind of stuff.
I mean, when you kind of do 2 to 3 of these a year, it keeps you in shape.
Yeah, he's in good shape, but I do know he's like 59 or like 60, so that's really impressive. But yeah, like some of the action's pretty solid, and all in all, like it's a solid way to spend 90 minutes if you're okay with this kind of stuff. I know you hate Statham, but I will say, I'll close with this. Well, 2 things. I think this trailer is really good. I think whoever edited this trailer is great. I love that poster. There's like the main poster where he's like holding the gun, but it's like a ship. I love that. I think that's great.
Isn't it just like a Die Hard ripoff? Like it's kind of like half his face, and then the ship isn't above you. Like it's kind of the building.
No. It's like he's holding a gun, and the bottom part is the gun, but the top of it is like a shipping.
Okay.
And it's a graphic designer and trailer editor. Good job. Both of those entirely better than the movie, but I like that about it. And then I'll say, in response to like your hatred of Statham, which is warranted, I saw an interview with him, and they took a quote out of it, and I guess they asked him like, what is your response to people who say that this is all you do? It's like the same thing every time, and he was just like, well, I'm not an actor. Like, I was pulled from relative obscurity. I'm assuming
I'm a diver, underwear model, an action star.
Yeah,
me too, but I just choose not to show it up.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing, but it was just something along the lines of like, I'm not an actor, I do what I'm good at, and I respect that. To be able to still do these movies, and I know he's getting paid because like these dozens of these types of movies, like action throwaway movies, get made, but like he's the only reason anyone's seeing these movies, and he's the only reason they're going to theaters. So he's getting a good chunk of that.
And
budget.
They only cost $20 million,
and he's probably
there's no other stars in it, so he's gonna. Yeah. This is the poster I saw. That's like a play on the Die Hard.
I'll show you the one I saw.
Wow, that is lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like purposely, but So when
that's cool.
That's cool, right?
When I do the
it's a cool poster. I wish the movie was better, but I think that's
from afar. It's like, what kind of gun is that guy having?
But yeah, it's a totally fine movie. Would I recommend it to either of you? Probably not. But I had a good time.
I told Steve if all 3 of us could coordinate and see it at the same time, I'd go see it.
Oh,
because it get maybe a fun watch like when we did Flight Risk.
It takes us like I think Flight Risk, they knew they were making a big piece of shit.
Okay,
so I think we had more fun making fun of it. I think this is just.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean, I want to think that's true, but yeah, I mean, I think it would have been cool if you guys let me know. I would have waited. It was just it just worked with what I was doing, but yeah.
Steve,
Mutiny. All right. So I'll do my 2 comics that I read. So I talked about on here before that DC is doing this compact comic series where they're releasing all these sort of iconic comics in sort of like manga size format, where they're all $10, so you don't have to spend $25 to $50 on a special edition of, The Dark Knight Returns. You can get it for $10. So pretty much anything Batman related, unless it's like Justice League things, which I don't really care about, I'm picking up because it's $10 and I get it, big Batman story. So there's 2 I got recently. And I read them both. The first one is Batman and Son, which is the introduction of Damian Wayne. And I thought this was like a one sort of like story arc that shows like Damian, like when he shows up, and like where he ends up within Batman. But I guess this is more just a collection of like, here's a couple issues or an issue, and then some other issues came out that's not part of this, and then we come back to Damian and the stuff. Because this comic is like all over the place.
Yeah.
I think the very beginning where Damian's introduced is really interesting and awesome. I was like, okay, I'd like to see where this goes. But it's jumping in between all these plots that aren't connected because you're missing all the stuff in between. Because like Talia shows up, hey, Batman, you have a secret son. And also, he's a fucking psycho. And now he's your Robin. And he's like beating up not Jason, Tim Drake, and he's cutting heads off of bad guys. And Batman, but he just wants Batman to like him, but he's also just a nutcase. But it's all part of a plan for Talia to take over a piece of this country that her dad always wanted, but she's also raising an army of man bats because they steal. She like blackmails Langstrom into like getting that serum, so she has an army of bat guys that that Batman is like fighting, and then cut to Batman is then going up against 3 other Batmen who are who I guess like are different versions of like what Batman could have become if he like decided to kill. Like one's kind of like this big Bane-esque one who's like hopped up on like a smaller dose of venom, and then one is I don't even remember the other 2, but it's just like, so there's that plot. And the last one is like some religious leader who wants to bring about the apocalypse. It's just like, it's all over the place. And I couldn't follow it
because you're missing chunks.
Because I'm missing chunks, and I didn't realize, like, I thought that was all one story. I was like, we're hopping all over. What the fuck is going on? Like, how is he fighting, like, 6 different bad guys? And then Damian's off getting in the Lazarus pit because he was in an explosion or something. And then it just doesn't end with, like, Damian going, like, okay, Dad, let's do this. Yeah. It's like, this is the strangest collection of comics.
Would you say it's the worst one of
all the ones I've gotten? 100%. Because, like, all the other ones are one cohesive story, even if they are pulling from, like, other stuff. So if you're gonna skip one Batman one to not buy, skip this one. Like
I saw the movie. There was an animated movie about.
I'm sure that's okay because it probably is just like about the Damian stuff. But this is Damian kind of popping up, but like within bigger plot points that he doesn't really pay.
That's the downside of those collected editions. Sometimes, like you said, they're pulling, but like they're only pulling what they think is necessary, but sometimes you're still missing the nuance or like a little bit of like the rest of that book that they pulled from.
Yeah.
So it's like you're all over the place. Sometimes it drives me crazy too.
So skip that one unless you're like a huge Damian fan. But I mean, it's also only $10, so whatever. The other one
was that the thicker one because it had
that was a thinner one.
Oh, okay.
Shockingly, the thicker one was Batman Under the Red Hood. Iconic comic. Everyone knows it.
Best animated movie that they made.
Jason Todd is back from the dead. He has the mantle of the Red Hood, and he's killing off all these bad guys in Gotham and trying to show Batman, the error of Batman's ways. And it's pretty great. I think if it was me, my only slight issue, and obviously it's just like what comics are in general, is it kind of mentions all these things that you would like need back knowledge of, but it's also introducing or like characters like Amazo shows up, and he is I had no idea who Amazo was, but it's just an android that has like all the powers of the Justice League. So him and Red Hood team up to bring that guy down because the Society, which is like Deathstroke, shows up and he's like, I'm a member of the Society, and Society wants Red Hood dead, or they want Black Mask. I think Black Mask is great in this comic. I really like Black Mask. I mean, even though he's just like a gangster, he's just a cool looking character, and I think he's got like personality. But just like all these other side characters show up. Some neo-Nazi with super strength teams up with a hyena person because they're also like hired by the Society to try and kill Batman or the Red Hood or whatever. Like all these other like outside characters I don't care about, and I know they're there to like big battle sequence or whatever. But it's like I'm only interested in all the Red Hood stuff. Like all the Red Hood stuff is like so good, and like the investigation of Batman, like trying to figure it out. He's like, and the whole time he's like, even though it's all evidence points to Jason Todd, it can't be him. Like he died. I held him in his arm. Like I held his dead body. And then you kind of see that at the end they show like how he came back, and I didn't realize there was like stuff with Superman messing with like the time space continuum, which is the thing that like brought him back to life.
Okay.
But whatever.
Sometimes they get real stupid in comics.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like I don't even remember if I don't know if it was part of the original run or this was like put out a while later. I didn't do research into this collection, but just from like a sheer design standpoint, I think Red Hood looks fucking awesome. Yeah. He's such a cool looking character. I like his the whole backstory to that. His connection to Batman, like it's just a really well constructed story with like just a good villain, and its ties to the Joker and bringing all that stuff back, and I think it's just really, really awesome, and just kind of ends like, well, there's an explosion, and now you don't know what happened to him. It's like I just kind of almost wish like it's like, well, either he's like a good guy now or he stays bad, and then I don't know.
He's a good guy now.
I know he is, but in terms of like classic Batman stories, I would put this one up there, and obviously one of the greats. I see why it's beloved. Highly recommend if you're a Batman fan. Because I thought I saw the movie, but now all this stuff was like pop. Like I don't remember any of these side characters. Maybe they cut them from the movie, or maybe they're in the movie, or maybe I just saw so many clips of the Red Hood animated movie that I feel like I've seen it. But yeah, Batman on the Red Hood gets an A from me.
Cool.
A-.
You're not keeping up with that Absolute Batman, right?
I've only read the collected ones. Okay. So basically, I'm after he beats Bane. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Because they introduced Clayface, they've introduced the Robins, and it's so cool. Yeah. Like this Clayface is kind of interesting. It's still early days, but I won't say anything.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, in terms of, I know, you have 4 Robins now, and Tim Drake is obviously like the least popular because it's like no one cares that he's Red Robin, the name of the restaurant. Like Damian's interesting because he was raised by League of Assassins and has killed a bunch of people. And then Dick Grayson's Nightwing, who's like the coolest guy ever. Yeah.
Sexiest man in DC, apparently.
There you go. And then like there's a Nightwing comic that's out of the compact that I'm considering getting. But even though I think Nightwing, cool design, I enjoy him in the Arkham games, I don't know if I'm like a Nightwing fan.
Yeah.
Even though like I would happily see a Nightwing movie. But if there was like a bunch of Red Hood comics that I hear are great, I'd very much like to read Red Hood comics. I think he could be cool. Just a gun-toting Batman guy. He's like the Raphael who like comes in and out every now and then. It's just like, hey, this is too much for us, and he'll help out the team, but also he's telling everybody to go fuck themselves, and he's always spinning guns or something. I don't know. Red Hood's awesome.
He was one of the fun ones to play in that
Gotham Knights.
Yeah, just because like he got guns, and I could just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, playing a bunch of superhero games where pretty much it's just punching a lot.
Yeah,
it might be satisfying to be like, you know what? I'm a good guy who shoots people in the head.
Cool. Okay. Did you watch Lanterns?
Nope, I don't have HBO.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm not going to talk about Lanterns. It's good. Watch it.
It's great. I loved it.
I enjoy it.
I'm excited to watch it.
When I get home,
I'm excited.
I've pretty much only seen the clip of him rolling out the car and, that whole thing. But other than that, I haven't really seen.
I mean, it's Lindelof,
which I didn't know. And then afterwards, I was like, God, that dialogue is like fucking great. That scene, towards the end, the interrogation, like, God, it was so good. And I looked up and was like, who made this? I was like, of course. Like, go.
Which is so funny that it's like, you made Lost, which is so divisive. Even though I like Lost. Oh, yeah, Lost is great. But this fucking guy over here.
It was funny.
And Leftovers, which no one fucking saw, but the people who did see are just like, this is the greatest show ever. And then now it's just Lanterns, which just seems like a step back.
Watchmen,
it's not
Watchmen.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
And
about
then
Watchmen.
he did
Man,
that. What was
Watchmen's the
that
greatest.
one with
I take it back.
the nun on the motorcycle?
Oh yes, I didn't watch it. It's on Peacock.
Yeah,
but I heard good things.
So the same. I was like, oh, I should check that out. Yeah, she's like okay, you know, Killing Eve.
Is that what's that old lady movie with June Squibb?
Oh no,
where she's wearing
not
sunglasses?
no. Okay. Regardless, it doesn't matter.
We got off track.
But speaking of Lost, there's this woman on TikTok who was just like complaining that like Lost is her favorite show of all time, and everybody gets all the information wrong. She's an expert. Let me explain it too. Yes, Miss Davis.
Yeah.
And so she goes on this like 5-minute thing of like explaining everything from Lost. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this because maybe I don't get it. And everything she said was like, yep, I remember all that. And by the end of it, it's just like, okay, yeah, that all makes sense. It doesn't make it good though. Like, this is so stupid. Everything she was saying, like, you know, the black and the white and the two people on that, like, everything, her explanation for all of it's like, okay, you made it all make sense. But it's still really dumb. It's a bad show.
I don't think that show holds up, like, would hold up now in terms, like, that would need to be 13-episode seasons, not 25. Mm-hmm. You could cut some, like, I think if they tried to make it now, it would either fail or they would just be completely different. But I think looking at it for what it is at that time, I think that show's great.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I get why people were hooked, and there are lots of characters who are good, and as you're watching it, it's like, this is really interesting. I wonder what's happening next. But by the time you get to the end of it, like, oh, that's it? Oh, who cares? This is so stupid.
You're wrong, but it's fine.
Okay. You're entitled to that opinion, for sure.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Okay. Last thing I'll talk about before our main topic is teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma.
Yeah, I might try and see it tomorrow.
Okay,
but
I won't be spoilery or anything, and I'll be quick because me and Nick already talked about it. But like, it's fucking great. I loved it. Probably one of the better things I've seen this year. I liked it a lot more than I saw the TV Glow. And I think because it's a little more accessible, I saw the TV Glow as very much a thinker, and if it doesn't speak directly to you, you may not know what the fuck is actually going on or what's being said. This one's a little bit easier to understand. But with all of her stuff, it's very metaphorical and not very literal at times. Or it's like, oh, you have this killer, and it's, you know, it's chasing us through the woods, and it's going to kill us, and then it does. But it's not an actual killer. It's all about your sexuality and how you can be repressed, and the killer is a representation of orgasms and stuff like that. So, like it's very bloody and very gory, but it's silly. You know, you're not going to be grossed out, and you're not going to be scared. It's just a good time that is so beautifully made. Like, all the backgrounds are painted, and it's just wonderfully shot, wonderfully acted. I know it's got...
Like, actually painted or, like, digitally painted?
I think it's hand painting, because I've seen shots of them, like, a lot of things are captured in frame, so they would need, like, an actual physical
like
background.
Old school movie backdrop stuff? Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, that matte painting is so realistic that you can think it's real. Like, you can tell it's a painting, but it's just... it's so effective in creating the mood of the surreal nature of everything. It's got someone from Hacks that I know.
Hannah Einbinder.
Yeah. She's really good, and like a very obvious stand-in for the director. It's just a whole lot of fun. I can see a lot of Little Death Halloween costumes. Very easy, costume to make.
That was one thing I was thinking of the whole movie. I was like, that's an easy costume. I got to remember that.
Yeah. I would recommend... I don't know. Did you ever see Sleepaway Camp?
No.
Damn.
I know. I've never seen, but I know.
That's like a lot of people will do correlations with Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
And because it's a camp, it's a killer and stuff.
Yeah.
But the ideas it have is closer to Sleepaway Camp. Okay. And you guys should watch it. That movie fucking rules. Is
that a 90s movie or 2000s? 80s?
80s, yeah.
There's a few of them too, right?
There's a couple, but they're not worth watching. That's like capitalizing on
they're insidious
the cult following that it had. So let's bring her back. She's 10 years older now. It's like they're okay. They're fine for what they are, I guess. But the first one is the one to watch. My only main problem is the story is this woman is hired. She's like a indie darling at like Sundance. And the studio is hiring her because she is the new hot thing and she's a queer person. And we need to reboot this series that has like 14 incarnations. But it also has like a problematic background. And like we need to get you because you're woke and we need to fix it and we need to reboot it. And like I love that idea. And I want to see the movie about someone rebooting an old franchise, the things they change, the end result of it. Like I want to see that, and I don't really necessarily care about this woman learning to come, like I want the literal movie, and
that makes one of us, friend,
and not the metaphor movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I had a blast. It's a great time, and I hope you actually watch it.
I will try now.
I also liked it quite a bit.
Okay, so. What would you guys give it as a grade?
I gave it an A-.
I'm going to raise mine a little bit. I'm going to give it a 7. I like TV Glow more, myself, personally, but, like, I was telling Ben, it's not, like, this isn't a movie I would be upset with someone saying, this is my favorite movie of the year or something. I'm like, cool, it was really good, but this is a movie I will defend from people who shit on it, like, for pointless reasons, which I've seen a lot of people who don't know anything about it, and they're just shitting on it, and I would feel very defensive over it in that regard, because there's more to it than you would think, and it's good. So.
What would you give Mutiny out of 10?
A 5.
5, yeah. All right, fair enough.
Is Tony the main topic?
Tony's the main topic,
all
yeah.
Right. So then I have like one thing I want to talk about for it. Okay.
Yep, you're next.
Did you watch Tires? I know you sent us a clip of Tires. Did you watch Tires?
Oh, Tires? No, I've never seen Tires.
Okay. I talked to you a little bit, but because Steve is here, I really want to talk about Tires. And as a first, I know this podcast is off the top, but like I took some notes about this because like I really want to make sure I word some of this right.
Okay.
So this was season 3 of Tires.
Have you been watching them as they come out, or
yeah?
Oh, okay.
And like this is 12 episodes. I think season 2 was 10. And I think the first one's like 6. Like okay. So they've been going a little longer. I think season 1 is decent. I understand like. Because I felt it too, like the resistance of some. I know like Ben might fall into this category of like wanting to watch a show and support like somebody like the politics that Shane has outside of Sure. I get it. That being said, I do feel like you can kind of see and feel like his views shifting a bit, outside of the show and definitely in the show as well. So take that for what it is. Too little, too late. Whatever you want to say, I get it. But I think there's like a growing kind of like self-awareness and like a tongue-in-cheek kind of like sort of winking in this show, particularly this season, coming from Shane, about how he knows people view him. And I kind of really appreciated that myself. So I like that about it a lot. As a whole, like I think this show has really come into its own. I know you're probably thinking like it's a show about people in a tire shop, but like one thing I'll say
it's a show about people at a paper company. It's the biggest comedy of all time.
You're right. But I feel like this is the first season of this show where I'm like, man, this cast is really good. Everybody is really good. And I was telling Ben, like, Shane Gillis doesn't need to make this show. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not in the 90s and the 2000s anymore where, like, stand-up comedians need the crutch of, like, a sitcom or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This dude just sold more tickets. He just sold out the Lincoln Financial Field, like 75,000 tickets. Like, he doesn't need to do this. And there's no reason that this show is as good as it is and still going. But, yeah, this is, like, one of my favorite watches of this year. I consistently laughed out loud all the time.
I've seen some clips lately that have made me go, like, man, this is pretty funny. I might actually jump in on the show. It was the one where he's talking about how he like has a gun and that if like someone came in to like rob the place, it's like it'd probably be Cheryl's fault. They'll shoot her in the face and then I'll kill those two guys and then I'll say something cool like, well, now you're dead. And him like hooking up with a liberal girl, and
that was. I think
he's just like, I'm so much older than you, or he says something, they're talking about their age or something like that, and he's like, how old are you? And she's like, I'm 28. He's like, I'm gonna brag about that later. And just like the way he delivers some lines, I'm like, it's really really funny from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So I may just bite the bullet and watch it, but
Honestly, I mean, I think there's parts of it that Ben would enjoy too, but I really think you would really like connect with this season because like Shane, everything with Shane is great. That's my favorite plotline is him dating that like younger girl, and then he like while he's not even dating her actually, he just like hooks up with her one night, and then she kind of wants to keep it going, but like simultaneously he's trying to rekindle something with his high school ex-girlfriend who is played by the girl who played Allie on Dave, like his girlfriend.
okay.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen her in a while.
I miss Dave.
Me too. Me too.
It's a good show.
There's so many good. There's like a lot of good stuff with him in the show where he's kind of battling with like things people our age and even your age as well like deal with. Like you know what I mean? Like
you're so drastically older than us, man.
Just like he goes out with her like the ex-girlfriend. They have a great night. She's divorced and like has 2 kids, recently divorced. And like I can tell you, I like just a year or two ago, like 2 years ago, I was talking to someone who was recently divorced, has a kid, and then there's other times in my life recently where I'm talking to girls that are like 12 years younger than me. So it's just like I know.
I cut that.
No, I mean they're still well of age.
And Nick's only 30, so that's really gross.
But yeah, like I think that all that stuff really good. He's battling issues about like I don't really want to get married, but I'm starting to get older, and like the stuff that I don't know, it's just stuff that was extremely relatable, is really funny. I wish I saved some of the jokes and wrote them down, but there's just too many. But there's so many that I was like, God, that's so funny.
I forgot. That was another clip I saw where he's talking about like the idea of settling down. It's like, I'm gonna meet this girl, she's gonna make me take like engagement photos where I'm dressed up as a gay cowboy, and she's some farmhouse slut, and everyone knows that she's just publicly castrating me, and just like slowly be miserable and let my life slip away. And I was just like, man, it was a good bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of heart in this season, more than previous ones that I really vibed with. And the last thing I'll say is that Thomas Hayden Church's character, he plays
Sandman.
he was in season 2 as well, but he plays Shane's dad and like the newer owner of Valley Forge. And by the end of season 2, Will, his cousin, who was just like a manager of one of the stores, and Shane, who was just a mechanic, now they are all co-owners with his dad. And the delivery of some of Thomas Hayden Church's lines is just so funny because everyone in the show is such like slacker vibes and like don't care about anything, goofing off all the time. And he is just, Thomas Hayden Church's character, Phil, is just so deadpan. Like, they'll be goofing off, and he'll just like, I don't get it. Get back to work. Like, the way he says stuff is just so funny. I think he's, like, one of the best parts of the show, too. It's just really good. I highly recommend it.
That's good to hear. I mean, shows all the time, you need a season or two to sort of find your footing. Like, Parks and Rec, the first 2, and The Office, the first seasons of those shows I don't think are great. Second seasons are kind of like you can kind of see where the magic's starting to develop.
Yeah.
And then season 3 of both those shows, you're like, damn, this show's good.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you kind of just like hit it out of the park unless it's like a drama show. Specifically with comedies, it kind of takes a while because then it's like you're incorporating the real life stuff of those people into those characters and all that stuff. But good for tires, I guess.
It's really good. And I have seen many people talk about this season in particular, and they say how much they were like didn't really want to watch the previous seasons for stuff I was saying earlier, and like how now they're just like, no, like this is really good, like regardless.
Funny's funny.
Yep. So,
is he dating anyone in real life?
Some model looking chick.
Yeah,
he's doing just fine.
Damn.
I don't think he's dating anybody famous, but I believe she is
I think she's an
beautiful
influencer
woman
of some sort, though. I think she is.
Like he makes a joke in one of his stand-up things about like, there's a lot of Down syndrome people in his family, and it's like he's like, I dodged that one, it nicked me, it got me. And it's like I just think of like the women who would date him, and it's like, you would date a Down syndrome person. Like, what's wrong with you? Anyhow,
we're gonna have to cut that. Jesus. I saw a bit of him and Dave Chappelle like on stage, like I guess just hanging out and just telling stories or whatever. But Chappelle was like, really enjoyed a bit of his before, and he's like, you had a bit about like Donald Trump and like him or getting assassinated or whatever. It's just like, oh yeah, I think he'd be a president who like he would just die, he would get shot funny, and he just did an impression of him just going. But it's like it sounded like Trump, and then everybody just died laughing. I don't know.
His Trump is very
yeah,
good.
it's very good.
Yeah. He's good. I missed when he went on Kill Tony more as Trump, but he's too big now, so he doesn't come on much. Anyway.
Cool.
Everyone thinks it's a right-wing podcast.
It's not.
Nobody thinks that. Nobody. As long as I'm on here.
I want to murder the right enough times where they wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I can't do that grifter switch, All right. Steve, you have nothing else, right?
I got nothing.
All right, let's talk about our main topic, Tony. Not Kill Tony. Regular Tony.
Feel free to kill Tony, though.
Have you seen that joke? Someone said, like, yeah, everyone's seen Kill Tony, but nobody's ever seen Tony kill.
Yeah. Although,
I know you think he's funny.
He sucks, but when he's really mean, he can be really funny.
Okay. We're going to talk about the Anthony Bourdain biopic. The summer that turned him into a chef. I don't know what to call this. As I said earlier, I only watched this just because you did, and it just seemed like, what a weird thing if we don't both know the main topic. Yeah. So
I appreciate you having the time and freedom to see whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean,
because I certainly don't.
It's crazy that I put in a half day of work on my weekend, and I still squeezed in 3 movies at the theater.
Let's see you do it next week.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about next week. Steve, I'm going to let you run with this one. What's Tony about?
Well, my phone's dead, so I don't know who. Well, I don't know who wrote it, but it's directed by Matt Johnson.
Matt Johnson,
right?
The star and director of Nirvana, the band, the show, the musical. No, the movie.
Also directed Blackberry, which I didn't see but want to see.
I want to see, but I don't think it's streaming on anything right now.
We'll figure it out one day.
But
anyway,
doing good. Having a year.
This is the story of a young Anthony Bourdain who follows a girl he likes to Cape Cod for a summer, and there he discovers, he's a wannabe writer who
doesn't write,
and gets a job working in a kitchen and meets a cast of characters back there and kind of falls in love with cooking, kind of, but not really. But you see the embers of inspiration that leads a young Anthony Bourdain into his future as a world-famous chef and author of Kitchen Confidential. Kind of like the quintessential, behind-the-scenes look at the underbelly of the restaurant world. So, Ben, what did you think about this movie?
I thought this movie was fine.
That's what I figured you'd say.
It's really well made. I think the director has a good eye. It's acted very well. Everybody is given great performances. I didn't know much about Anthony Bourdain. I never followed anything he's done. I've never watched anything he's done. I'm just not super interested in this guy, and this movie didn't make me more interested in him because he's not a very likable person in this movie. And I don't think anyone is really that likable. Like, the girl is fine, I guess. And Antonio Banderas is fine. But, like, everybody else in the kitchen, I didn't really care for. But, like, Tony is he's a liar, and he's kind of a creep, following this girl to do this. He's
in his defense, I think this was a time where like everybody was kind of doing that.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, you followed me. Isn't that romantic? That's a story you tell your kids, and they go, "Aw." And then when
there's a lot of like holding up boom boxes outside of girls' houses because that's romantic. But then really when you tell well, he's stalking me now.
You tell that story to your grandkids, and by then they go, "Ew, that's gross. That's not cute at all." But it just seems like he doesn't learn lessons, really. I I don't know. I don't like Tony.
Yeah.
He's not a good dude.
Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But I'm probably not gonna, so feel free.
Fair enough. I did like this movie. It is very simple and straightforward. I try to. My struggle with this movie is like I really don't think there's anything like wrong with it,
No.
and that's not a that's a good thing.
Mhm.
It just it's some of those movies that you're gonna watch and be like, whoa, what a movie. It's not a movie where like I've been telling people like, oh yeah, I saw Tony, I liked it, but it's like also I'm not telling you to go see
Yeah.
it because obviously this isn't a movie for everyone. It's weird that it's like about a world famous chef, but really there's not that much cooking in this movie.
No.
It's-
And when they do cooking, they said they have 4 things on their menu.
yeah, it's like it's basically fast food, and they kind of eat like the love interest of the movie, Nancy. She even kind of makes a joke of it. It's like you. I think it was her. It's just like it's fast food. Like, yeah, I've been in that restaurant. It's nothing special. You're telling me you're like learning to be this like world famous, or not world famous, but this like high end chef that works here. But I think it's well directed. I think like you said, I think all the performances are good. Uh, I did see like some rumblings of like, man, there is a small chance that I could see Antonio Banderas getting a supporting actor nomination for it.
No.
I look.
He's not bad, but he's not doing anything special, I don't think.
He's not being Statham.
It's just it's not like a big performance, but I think he does such a good job of like there's so many movies of the mentor who shows this young up and coming person the way, and it's all about their relationship. Where like this movie it's a little bit of that, but Antonio Banderas is not like this big figure who like really like sets him down this path. Like he just kind of just takes a small interest in him. But I think it's this very like subdued, quiet performance that I think is really good. And obviously, I mean, the scene where he gets punched and it's just like, but I like you. And just like the way his voice breaks, I'm like, where's this Antonio Banderas? I'm used to Mask of Zorro guy. And I know like Nick saw Baby Girl or whatever, and you said he was pretty good in that, right?
Baby Girl?
Wasn't the one with Nicole Kidman? She's having an affair.
Oh, yeah. Who are you talking about right now?
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. Didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that whole movie is great. Baby Girl's great.
There you go. So I just haven't really seen him in a while, and I just thought he was really good in this. I think Leo Woodhull, who plays the guy who shucks oysters and has sex with like every girl in this movie except for Nancy. There's something about this guy. I've only seen him in like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah, what do I know him from?
He was on White Lotus.
Nope.
So no? Okay. Wait, what's White Lotus?
Because he reminded me of what's his face from Logan. The guy with the robot arm going after Logan.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But he's just like a new, fresh face in the scene. But everything I've seen him is like, there's
he's
something
really
about this
good.
guy. Yeah,
because he's like a huge piece of shit, and that's got to be a fun role to play.
He was a big piece of shit on White Lotus as well. He was kind of like this charming guy who takes Haley Lou Richardson on like a journey in Europe or whatever, and she's like, oh, this guy's like hot and cool and stuff, but then really find out he's like fucking his uncle, or not really his uncle. Okay. It's a whole thing, whatever. But he's kind of a scumbag in that show too, because I also think he's like maybe, I don't know, it's been a while since I mean he might be like
this is season 3?
I think it was season 2. I don't think I ever saw season 3. Okay. Anyway, I think that guy's great, and I think you're going to see a lot more of him too. But I just really enjoyed this movie, and I looked up like how what's the accuracy here, and a lot of it isn't super accurate. It's just kind of Matt Johnson, I guess, took parts of Kitchen Confidential and kind of mold them into like a condensed story of this summer. Because he did go to Cape Cod for the summer and like worked at seafood restaurants, but like he went with friends and he went with his girlfriend who was Nancy from high school. Like, this is a woman he did eventually end up marrying, but they were and they might have been like on and off again, but they were on and off again since high school. It wasn't like she was a girl he couldn't get in high school and then followed her here. Like they came together.
But there's no drama there.
No drama there. So that whole aspect of it was made up. This guy, Antonio Banderas' character, doesn't really exist at this time. Like it's more of a like mentor that.
They had that picture of that guy at the very end, and he had a mustache, so it had to have been him.
I mean, obviously he had a boss, and maybe he learned some things from. But like his real mentor was at his first restaurant in New York City when he was like doing the Culinary Institute and all that kind of stuff.
This is like kind of a perfect sort of character to continue on a series with this, like. Maybe, you know how like we're getting a new Social Network movie?
Sure.
You know, maybe in 10 years you age up this actor and do a little bit more in his life, and then in another 10 years...
Well, this could be like the Cooking Dark Knight trilogy, so there's Tony, and the second movie's Anthony, and the last movie's Bourdain.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's what... You know the Ebenezer trailer?
Yeah.
Like, the tagline is like, before he was Scrooge, he was Ebenezer. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's really fucking stupid. But it would work for this movie where it's like, before he was Anthony, he was Tony. You know?
I think the movie did a smart thing of putting his quote from the book about, like, when I was a kid, I was a real piece of shit, needed my ass kicked. And because it kind of like set the tone of you're going to see
you're not going to like this
guy.
You're not going
to like this guy. And you're pretty much not going to like anybody in this movie but Anthony Bourdain and maybe the girlfriend. Not Anthony Bourdain, Antonio Banderas, Jesus.
They're both A-B names.
But even though, like, Anthony or Tony and everybody in this movie were, like, kind of pieces of shit, I also was, like, I felt like they were real people.
Yeah.
And it didn't, like, I didn't dislike watching him. And that's usually the problem I have when I see a movie with a really unlikable character. It's like, it just made the movie unenjoyable. Mm-hmm. But even though he was constantly lying and constantly bullshitting and whatever... I still kind of rooted for him the whole time. And I don't know what that is, but I think it's just like good storytelling. And maybe it's part of it's just like, oh, okay, I know he becomes a better person in the end, so it's fine. But yeah, I haven't, maybe just from watching The Bear, I've enjoyed more cooking stuff. And where I work, I've enjoyed more cooking stuff. And so just seeing the scene of him like refilling salt and making ketchup and trying this new dish and like working in a busy kitchen. Like I've worked in kitchens before too. And I don't know. The movie felt a little bit more alive to me than I expected. I thought like, oh, here's another biopic movie that's going to be boring as shit.
Yeah.
I think it works. And I like that it's a condensed story. It's not his whole life and just like, you know, him leaning up against the wall. It's like, Anthony, you're on in 5. It's just like, I got to think about my whole chef career before Anthony Bourdain cooks or whatever the fuck.
But if they want to make an older version, there's a guy from the Interview with the Vampire Show, the interview guy. Mm-hmm. His name is Eric Bogosian, and he looks just like Anthony Bourdain. Like,
no, that'd be good casting.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
I do think this movie does a good job of making you long for that, like, that summer that you did a thing. You went to a place that you didn't know, you fell in love, and you learned a thing. You know, it's like, I kind of wish I had, like, all my family trips were, like, I lived in California, so it's like you go to the beach and then you go home. Yeah. You don't stay for the week or whatever because we're driving all the way from Kansas, you know. Or then like I didn't go to summer camp where you spend a long time away from family. It's like I remember me and my sister, we stayed with my grandma so we can go to like a summer church thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that was gay, but like we got a piñata at the end, you know, like, so there is a nostalgia for something that I never experienced of being able to just like go on your own and do your own thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think I never had, you know, the summer I'll never forget. I've had like a lot of classic coming of age moments in my life, and I'm very grateful for them all. But like watching this movie was like, man, I wish and I mean, obviously he was like, they're drinking beer and going out to bars, like, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, oh, it would be cool to like spend a summer in a beach town where you're meeting girls,
just working at a pizza place or whatever.
Like there is something. It's like that's a thing I've kind of always wanted to do because I've seen it in movies and it just seems cool. And like when he goes to when he shows up at Cape Cod for the first time and he's getting drunk and he like grabs the bartender, I was like, ugh. It made me feel icky about it. And then just like him getting knocked out kind of reset his whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be, it'd be so awkward for me to like work at the place where the guy last night knocked me out and he's working across from me, and then that same day be like best fucking friends with a guy. It's a weird turn, but I kind of like that because it just sets like, oh yeah, I'm a piece of shit. Of course I'll be friends with the only piece of shit I've met so far.
I do wish he got a scene where he apologized to the bartender. Like they had a conversation of like, don't you ever fucking do that again.
Yeah.
And him, you know, like
that they kind of rectified it at the end where after he's like throwing the clam bake, you see her come up and they kind of like exchange a smile. And you can tell she's going like, thanks for doing this kind of thing. Yeah. You're not so bad. But yeah, there should have been like a, hey, I'm really, really, really sorry. And she can be like, go fuck yourself or whatever. Yeah. But like, I mean, the next night they're eating at the same table. And I think they exchange a look of just like, this motherfucker. Yeah. But that's more like, talk to your boss. Like, why'd you let him come here?
Yeah.
But
like you made a big deal about getting him out of here. You're just going to welcome him back in?
Yeah. I mean, I do like that romantic aspect of it too, of just like, hey, there's this guy who saw me struggling and like gave me a place to sleep for the summer. He didn't have to. It's just a complete kindness of a stranger. And I like the stuff of him kind of going, like doing coke in the restaurant because they're all doing it, and you know, you could kind of see Antonio Banderas kind of like peeking over and like, I'm not going to stop you. Yeah. But it's like, oh, okay, I've hired another one. This kid's nothing special. But then still seeing past that and seeing something in him. I don't know. I just think there's so much charm in a movie, even though like I shouldn't root for this guy. But I think it's like because he's bad and you want him to be a good person, because that's, I think, what we all want is to like get rid of the bad stuff about ourselves and be better, and we want other people to be better, even though, like, hey, maybe you meet someone and you think, oh, I met this guy one time, he seemed like a real piece of shit. It's like, well, fuck that guy, he can go fuck himself and die, whatever. It's like, that's not what you should be saying. It's like, I hope he gets the help he needs to be a better version of him, of themselves. Yeah. Not, well, that guy was shitty to me, so I hope he goes kills himself or whatever. So, anyway, I think I've said all I need to say. I'm going to give this movie a solid 7. 7 out of 10. Oh, wait, next fucking
thing.
I'm going to give it a B+.
Yeah, I'm giving it a B- because I think it is a well-made movie. I just, you know, it's hard for me to care about a character like this. I'm not very interested in that world. Sure. But I recognize that it is a well-made
I like that movie. It's a tight, like, hour 45.
That's not tight. You're over 100 minutes, you're not tight anymore. You're starting to get a little loose.
And these days, an hour 45 is tight.
I'd say 95 is pushing tight. Because it's tight 90. That's the phrase. And if you could get to a 95, that's fine. But once you get to an hour and 40 minutes, you're pushing to 2 hours. That's no longer tight.
See, I would... Whatever. I'm not going to get into semantics with you. But I'd say it flew by. And if someone's like, hey, do you want to watch Tony? It wouldn't be like, oh, I've seen him. I would watch Tony again. I wouldn't say it's one I'm going to own and rewatch often, but it wouldn't bother me to watch again. Where plenty of other movies we've seen, it's like, yeah, I liked it, but I'm not going to watch this guy.
All right. Well, next week. Big week, Steve. You have your pick of the litter. So there are 5 major releases.
5?
And I want to see them all.
Holy shit.
So we have the sequel to Train to Busan, Colony.
I don't think it's a sequel. I think it's just the same director.
Is it not?
Yeah, I think it's just another zombie movie. Pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless.
Another Korean zombie
movie, Colony.
I'll have to watch the trailer.
Coyote versus Acme.
I do want to see that.
I didn't go earlier?
I'm getting there.
I just realized that.
Buddy.
Buddy, yeah.
What's Buddy again?
It's like a cartoony killer horse unicorn thing. It's got the mother from How I Met Your Mother in it. It's a horror movie. Okay. But it's kind of like children's programming mascot, like if Barney was a killer.
Oh, this does sound somewhat familiar. Okay.
Idiots.
Idiots? I want to see Idiots.
And The Dog Stars.
Dog Stars I don't give a fuck about.
Which, it's like, that's a terrible trailer, but it's like a big director doing an apocalyptic movie
with 3 big names.
It's like 5 big names. 2 of them are up and coming stars.
It's Margaret, Jacob, Josh, and then who are the other 2?
We were just talking about this.
Why do I keep you around?
Allison Janney. I know it's like she's not like selling tickets, but she's in it.
You gonna go see that new Allison Janney?
Who doesn't like Allison Janney? And
You got AJ in this bad boy?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
We were just talking about him. I'm like, oh, we love this guy. He's in Memento and Iron Man 3.
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce.
I forgot.
Yeah, so.
Let's go.
So I would assume your number one on that is Coyote versus Acme.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I saw that movie today. They had a special
I did
1
see. I
PM
wish I could have
showing.
made it,
So I went and saw that. Nick talked me out of I was going to go see Hot Spot and the something of Asmay King. Yeah, I think so. Because I woke up and I was like, let me watch the trailer to see if I care. And I was like, oh, I really don't care about either of these. Okay, I'll just go see Coyote vs. Acme.
I'll watch Hot Spot with you on Netflix.
Okay,
Or something.
right. So I've seen the movie. I didn't want to bring it up or anything because I know you're going to want to see it.
If I
so.
see one, it'll be that. If I see two, it'll be that and Idiots probably.
Okay, cool.
There's a sneak early limited whatever for Idiots tomorrow too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Well, but see, it's a work week,
Yeah.
Mondays are when people work.
Well, my son is starting
work tomorrow.
daycare/school tomorrow.
Oh.
So like I may have some mornings to myself now.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe assuming I don't have work, I can sneak in like a 10:30 show. God, I wish we had earlier shows at our theater. Remember we used to have like 7 a.m.
There's like
Sometimes,
They got
but
9
yeah,
a.m.
Camp Miasma was like 10:10, I think.
But it's
10:10's late
I think they're mostly
a.m. 10:10 a.m.
for me because sometimes it's like if there's a 10:10 show, usually it's like I'm working up and there's no. I can't make those shows if it starts at 10. If it starts earlier than that, then yeah, because like I might have to be in at like noon.
Okay.
So it's like impossible. If I'm in at 4, I can make those.
Okay.
But
I think like the big movies they want to squeeze a lot of showtimes in. Like I've seen Spider-Man's at like 9 a.m.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, I'll be coming next week with 5 fresh movies. I'm not going to even worry about trying to catch up on shows or watch new movies. I'll have 5 fresh things to talk about next week. So yeah, Nick, thanks for coming once again.
Thanks for
You
having me.
want to plug your Instagram or anything like that? No, you never do.
No, not really.
All right.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about anything. Who gives a fuck? All right. Well, if you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPLpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. As always, I'm Ben.
I'm Steve.
And keep consuming.